Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I want to walk you through a game of FMP I had versus Paladin, Mage, Rogue. We had some really fun matchups. We had a ton of games. If you guys want to see more of this same series, be sure to let me know. But hopping in this specific game, we're in Black Cold Arena. I'm playing Feral Mage, Discipline Priest, Frost Mage, and we're fighting a Frost Mage and Outlaw Rogue, which is an interesting choice. I think Assassin might work a little bit better on their team, but Outlaw definitely does very well as well. And the Paladin on the enemy team. Now, Paladins were a healer that were kind of middle of the road, and then a lot of other healers, and they weren't super good, and then a lot of other healers got nerfed. So Resto Shamans got nerfed, Resto Druids got nerfed, Discipline Priest got a little nerfed, and Mistweavers is still not the greatest. But Paladins, after all of his other classes got nerfed, are all of a sudden looking to be in a very nice spot. So we actually start seeing a lot more Paladins on ladder recently. I am playing Ring of Frost. I actually just flashed my talents on the screen there for a second. I'm playing Ring of Frost, Comet, Ray, Ebon. Very basic build here. The reason I'm not playing Frigid is because I'm playing with the Feral Druid, and he'll do a bash on the healer, go for a poly if I get stopped to get that ring. I talk about this all the time. Ring of Frost is the spec that you want to go for playing with the Feral. Now, if I was not playing with the Feral, if I was playing with a class that we're not doing stuns on the healer, so like an Assassination Rogue, a Warlock, something like that, Frigid Winds is a lot better. And then I am running Prismatic Cloak, which is a little interesting of a choice here. It's a little more defensive choice, so I can blink the mage damage. Not completely necessary in this slot. I could have gone the Kona Cold spec. I could have gone Deep Shatter. I could have gone Frostbite. There's a lot of things that might be okay, but I prefer Prismatic Cloak so I can blink things like Ebon Bolt or Ray of Frost or blink out of those orbs. Take a little bit less damage if they are targeting me. And then I'm playing Concentrated Coolness and Temp Shield, of course, as I talked about in the video from yesterday, if you guys didn't check that out. Got that Battlefield Focus proc. That's that stacking 25 debuff that the mage has. It's going to help me burst onto him. And essentially what we're doing is we're training down the mage. We can also go rogue too a little bit, but training down the mage and CCing the paladin with polymorph, with bash, with kicks, with fear. And right away we actually get a pretty nice opener. Pally is right here. Okay. He has the fast cast, the infusion of light buff. That means his next cast is going to be quick. Mage is getting low. He has bleeds. Okay. I know Pally's going to want to cast soon. So I get myself in position so I can blink and kick the paladin. Right, I'm already preemptively looking in the direction that I want to blink, so I can blink this paladin ASAP. I Nova the rogue, so the rogue's under control, and we blink, counterspell the paladin. Mage is in a spot to take a lot of damage. Boom, cross CC. We throw out the Kona Cold. I throw out the orb after the mage blinks there. Bash comes out, and mage is forced in the ice block. So right away, this is a great opener. They actually overlap Trinket and Sack and the mage's ice block. So the enemy team actually overlapped a defensive cooldown, which obviously is not super great. Now they're doing a big swap on over to my Feral Druid. Pretty scary. I tried to go for a polymorph to peel that go, but I got interrupted. So I went for that Ring of Frost instead. And the Ring of Frost is maybe not the greatest, but it worked. My Druid's trying to heal himself back up. My Priest is out of CC, so it looks like he's going to be fine. And I want to talk about this polymorph here as well. So Paladin is right here. Okay. My Druid is recovering this last go. Mage is 6 seconds in hypothermia still, but we want to set up this next go. I start casting, I'm polymorphed, and I start casting the poly onto the pally right here. You see, in line of sight. My Feral Druid's going to start ramping up some damage, and we want another go to happen, right? So I'm casting polymorph, and I blink once. Pally's still a little bit in line, but he's about to go out of line of sight, so I blink twice. Double blink sheep, okay? I started way over here. Blink, got the polymorph onto the paladin who's right here. That's how you have to guarantee CC sometimes when you're playing with a class that's not a sub-rogue that just helps you get it every time with the stuns. You have to go for random sheeps. So we got that double blink sheep, trying to get some damage here onto the mage. I could have waited maybe a little bit longer for the damage to get rolling before that. Go for the re-polymorph on the paladin. Looks like I do get it. I interrupt the mage in his polymorph attempt. Might go for one more sheep, or I just call out for that fear. And we do get that fear instead, and the pally has to bubble sack. So another big point of this composition of FMP when you're playing it is I poly the pally. If I can't get the resheep, I say, okay, fear instead. My pre should be in position to fear off the polymorphs. If I do get the polymorph, I'll say, I got the polymorph, don't fear till the next go. Okay, I got one more sheep. Don't fear till the next one. And then if I get all 3 sheeps, then he fears after that last 3rd sheep. And then boom, sheep, 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 fear. Nice CC chain on the paladin. Boom, forced out the bubble sack. So now we're forcing the enemy's defensive cooldowns. Mage still has 1 more ice block. Rogue still has that trinket. Mage has no trinket. Pally has no trinket. So we're in a good spot here. We're in a great position. They do a nice swap to me. I get gripped out from my priest. Beautiful grip from my priest there. And I need to just build up more damage, then get ready to do another polymorph setup on the pally and kill that mage. I mean, that's pretty much what we want to do, right? Right here, this is a great setup. We polymorph the rogue. Okay. We bash the paladin. And then we start Ring of Frosting the paladin behind the line of sight. This is another reason why I've been loving that Ring of Frost pick, is because, I mean, like I've said, if you get interrupted in poly, you can still cast the ring. You can cross CC with it. But being able to CC out of line of sight like this is also incredible. So we, boom, Ring of Frost Paladin, Sheep the Rogue, cross CC, Nova that Rogue so we can't get out. Mage is in a lot of trouble here going for another resheep. We overlapped that with Fear, but the ice block does go off. So now the first go, we got the block, the trinket sack. The second go, we got the bubble sack. The third go, or the fourth go, we got the block. This is looking fantastic. We need another go or two. Paladin has his trinket, and then he has another sack. That's why Paladins are good right now, because they have so many defensive cooldowns. But we could put ourselves in a position to win this game pretty soon here. And it's just a couple more good goes, just like we've been doing. Cross CC, burst, making sure the mage, my feral can connect to that mage, get the bleeds, and then we get defensives, right? And the enemy team's having trouble kind of setting up offensive goes this game. I don't really know if they want me or they want my feral. They've done a couple goes on me, but my priest did a great job of stopping them. It looks like they want my feral for the most part, though. That first go on the feral was pretty scary when he got down to like 10 or 20%. That's the pain sup. So from us, they're rotating through our defensive cooldowns. They rotated through feral's wall. I think one of the feral's wall, they rotated through that pain suppression. Feral still has trinket. Priest still has trinket. So we're in an okay position. But you know, we don't want to wait too long. So offensively, we need to keep making setups happen so that we can eventually win out this game. Just like I talked about, the final defensive cooldown from the enemy team was trinket and another sack. Sack, if you guys don't know, is ultimate sacrifice. It transfers all the damage taken from the mage to the paladin if the paladin puts it on the mage. So the mage is going to be okay. But paladin has no more sacks, no more trinket, no more bubble, mage, no more blocks. That's every single defensive cooldown that we need from the enemy team. So now we just have to play defensive, and then we'll win the game if we live another go. That's why I'm polymorphing the rogue, spell stealing the freedom, novaing the rogue, making sure everything's under control, kind of setting up for this next go. Conical the rogue even for control. Now we're building up damage, casting frostbolts. The diminishing return on the paladin just faded. Casting polymorph, I get interrupted. Casting ring instead, I got interrupted again. So that's actually a double interrupt, and I can ice block here if I need. I have 2 blocks, so it's not too scary. So I'll throw out an ice block. Looks like that is okay. Counterspell the mage. Trying to go for that full poly. Do get that full poly, but that pally pre-bops our ghost. That was actually a very good pre-bop by the pally. Mage might have died there if he didn't get that pre-bop. So that is kind of another defensive cooldown that we had to work through right there, was that Blessing of Protection, because it removed all the feral bleeds, and they also stopped that repoly. So the enemy team is playing phenomenal right here in this game. And I actually might need to go into a second ice block. I cold snap and ice barrier and temp shield, and it looks like temp procs. It looks like I might be okay. Full blind coming out of my priest, and I might need to go into the second block now. I do go into that second ice block, and I mean, once again, the enemy team has no more cooldowns. We're still this close away from winning. We're really, really close to winning this game, but they just got both my blocks just like that. So we're playing a little bit reckless. 1 cross EC chain, and the game's still over, so we really just want to make sure that happens. Casting frostbolts, building up some damage, and my priest is sheeped again. So the enemy team has essentially gotten 3 setups before we've gotten 1. I Nova the rogue, though, counterspell the mage in that re-polymorph attempt, polymorph the rogue, any CC on this pally, big Eben onto the mage, Nova the rogue. This is a big thing, guys, Novaing the melee on your go attempts. Rogue is meleeed. He can't get to me and kick me, right, if he's rooted. So that's definitely a big thing that you want to watch out for. Throw that orb down, spell steal that temp shield, have the veins up, the comet storm, the ice nova, tons of damage coming in. And I remember this now. I make a mistake at the end. I sheep the paladin with my orb at like 1 second left, but I get a resheep on the paladin once my orb fades, fake the kick from the rogue, get 1 more sheep, channel the ray, and the mage eventually goes down. So that was a game that started off incredible, right? We forced a lot of defensive cooldowns from the enemy. We are getting pretty much defensive cooldowns every single go, playing very well. And then the enemy team kind of swapped up from going my feral to going me. like right at the end, and they got both my ice blocks, and I was actually pretty scared, and we were in a position to maybe lose that if they didn't die right there. Paladin would have had another trinket stack coming back up. Mage would have had another block coming back up kind of soonish. And then all of a sudden we have nothing, and then we actually lose. So it's good that we killed there. We had a nice start, but kind of a shaky finish there at the end. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give the video a big thumbs up. If you did not enjoy the video, make sure to give the video a big thumbs down. Talk to me in the comments what you think about FMP. I have a ton more FMP footage, specifically against this same enemy team, where we're kind of going back and forth with wins and losses. I know you guys like to see losses here on the channel as well, when we break down games that didn't quite go our way. We lost the game and then show, okay, we fixed this, this, and this, and now we won. So if you guys want to see that type of stuff as well, be sure to let me know. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next upload. Peace.